Hi everyone, this is Sam Nathan on behalf of Best Talks, and we just finished our LinkedIn local event at Kalyan-Dombivli, and we have with us Mr. Prakash Mundra, who was a speaker at this event. I'd like to hand over the mic to him so that he can introduce himself to you.
Hi, I'm Prakash Mundra, based out of Thane. I am partner at Promotex Industries and CSR Pathfinders. So we are into business of promotional and corporate gifting, as well as into execution of CSR projects. I am running this business since 2006. After passing out from SCMHRD, Pune, I started the business of festival kits, as well as into thing of it, and experiencing the entrepreneurship journey in past 13 years, facing its ups and downs. I'm also a guest lecturer at the IIMs and other premium B schools, and usually take lectures on how to write a B plan and promoting MBA students to become an entrepreneur, and on how to.
Thank you very much for sharing those wonderful insights. And as we saw in the event also, as you spoke, there were very, very specific and practical points that you shared on how LinkedIn can be used to your advantage as an entrepreneur. And really your points were very subtle and sometimes very, very unnoticed, invisible as well. I really appreciated your point where you mentioned that even mistakes can be used to promote yourself as in the business. So really very good insights. So I would like to ask you, with the event today, this was the first LinkedIn event in Kalyan. So how was your experience with this?
It has always been a wonderful experience when I see people in two-tier towns like Kalyan, Dombivli, to be interested in learning new ways of entrepreneurship, learning new ways of marketing, because small two-tier towns, three-tier towns are the hotbed of entrepreneurship. And especially entrepreneurs in these towns, they have to realize that there is nothing which is stopping them to become a bigger entrepreneur than an entrepreneur sitting in Bombay. And manufacturing can flourish in these towns because of several favorable factors which is available in these towns. So in fact, B2B marketing and LinkedIn is a greater boon for an entrepreneur in two-tier towns as compared to an entrepreneur in a city.
An interesting point. And definitely we were able to see that how we can use that, as you mentioned in the talk itself. So a buzzword that is going on in the industry right now is intrapreneurship. So being an entrepreneur is good, but even working as an employee in an organization, intrapreneurship is something very new coming up in the industry, in the Indian economy. So what is your view on it? Does it have a future in our market, our corporate system? What do you think?
If you see careers of any corporate person, I believe they have been an entrepreneur. And they started very early, so they became a great leader early age. But you have to, for a leader, in the corporate world, you have to be an entrepreneur. And I see a great advantage of LinkedIn in entrepreneurship, because even the corporate people, they may not promote usage of Facebook or Instagram, but if you give them a presentation of how you can use LinkedIn for the success of your company, I'm sure they will allow you to utilize LinkedIn to its maximum even during office hours. And the results of LinkedIn is very much visible, and so it's just a matter of 1 or 2 months when we can come to a conclusion that whether it is useful for the company or not.
It's an interesting point, because most of the millennials that are now in the workforce, they are into social media, and LinkedIn can be a very good platform to become an entrepreneur. That's a very good point. So thank you very much for sharing those wonderful insights. In the end, to our viewers at home who will watch this later on YouTube, would you like to share any tip on entrepreneurship? Something very important, perhaps not just regarding networking, but something that you think is a very important lesson for entrepreneurs.
One lesson or one advice that I have heard it in one of my learning days is that don't consider entrepreneurship as a right. Consider entrepreneurship as a privilege. Being an entrepreneur is a privilege, and it is an opportunity to offer services for do well-being for yourself and create employment, offer something to the society. So you have all the opportunities if you are an entrepreneur. Utilize that opportunities and treat it as a privilege card that I am an entrepreneur, can I do this? Can I also do this? Thank you.
Thank you very much for those wonderful insights. And on behalf of Best Talks, thank you very much, Prakash.